Hi guys, Steph here. Right, today we've got for you another lovely pen. Now, for you regular viewers, you would have seen the pen in my recent small pen haul here. There you go. Look at that. Very nice indeed. It's very nice as it is. Just needs a little bit of tickling up. And after that tickling up, here's the pen in question. Absolutely lovely. What we've got for you here is a Parker Streamline Duofold Junior fountain pen. And as you can see, made in this lovely red, well, I was going to say hard rubber. It's not hard rubber like the earlier version. This one is in what they term as red permanite, which was a material that Parker used. So, as I say, it comes in this lovely red colour. It's got black blind cap to the end. It's got a black finial to the top there, as you can see. Comes in gold fill trim. We've got these lovely two gold bands to the bottom of the cap. We've got the very recognisable Parker ball clip from that particular period, and as we've just mentioned, this lovely black finial to the very top. Now, the size of this pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel is 115 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's a lovely 12 millimeters in diameter. Now, this pen was made in Canada, and the date of the pen is, well, it's difficult to put a date on it exactly, but I'm saying from sort of the late 1930s to, well, maybe the first year of 1940s or 1941. Now, the reason being is that if I show you the barrel imprint, if I can see it over the camera, it is legible when you're actually close up to it, but it reads from left G.O.S. Parker, and then to the centre it's got the Parker, then Duofold underneath, and to the right, made in Canada. Now, this particular barrel imprint was introduced around about 1931, because the imprint was slightly different before that. So it's after the 1931, and because it was made in Canada, basically they stopped making the Duofold pens in Janesville, USA around about 1933, but the production of these pens then continued in England, and in this case Canada, through to the 1940. So we're dating the pen, anything from 1933 to 1940s. So either way, a gorgeous pen. Now, let's unscrew the cap for you. Let's show you the pen in numerous different angles. Now, it was in good condition when I actually found it. It just had a couple of little issues. It had a couple of sort of marks or discolouring to the section, which I've polished out. I've also polished the two black ends, as you can see there, and it's in gorgeous condition. I've cleaned everything internally. We've put a brand new sack in the pen, and it's in full working order, ready for somebody to enjoy. So let's take you up to the section. You can see the threads there. Then we've got, on these pens, they had quite a small section, and again the later ones being these sort of slightly concave section, flares up towards the nib. Let's show you the nib. Now the nib on this particular pen is a Parker 14 carat England 25 and then the number 8 to the right. So this may be a replacement nib a little bit later, because I believe the nibs were actually a Parker Duofold nib, but as we've just mentioned, because they stopped making them in the USA, I'm sure they still had lots of parts, and you know, they ship them parts out to Canada, USA, and in some cases I do believe they were actually sort of mismatched, if you like. But either way, this nib is a gorgeous, gorgeous nib. So there's a sideways for you. There's the feed underneath. You can see, as we've mentioned, everything is lovely and clean. You'll also notice that this one's got the early, sort of what I term as the Christmas tree feed. Some people call it the spearhead feed. Okay, but again, everything's been cleaned in lovely, lovely condition. And I don't know if you've noticed, you can see the tipping on the nib. There's plenty of tipping, so I'm hoping it's going to write very nicely indeed. Now, this one is the button filler fountain pen, which means what we do, we remove the blind cap, as you can see there. And as you can see, we've got this brass button inside the pen there, which means what we do, we dip the nib into the ink and we press down on the button, which in turn presses a bar inside, which presses against the sack and in turn fills the pen with ink. Now, because I've fully restored it, we've put a brand new sack in it, I'm not going to fill it with ink. I know some of you people say, well, why don't you fill it? Because quite simply, I do prefer the new owner to decide whether they're going to keep it, you know, in their collection, whether if they use it. I prefer that they sort of put their favourite ink in the pen, and they're basically the first people to be able to use the pen. Well, after the restoration. But I know you people like to see the pen's writing, so what I'm going to do, to my right, I'm going to dip it. So let's see how the pen writes. So what we've got is let's just give it another dip. Okay, so what we've got is a Parker Duofold. As we said, this one I'm dating 1930s through to the 1940s, very early 40s, and this one is made in Canada. The nib is writing very nicely indeed. It's lovely and smooth. Okay, we're just beginning to run out of the ink. But there you go. Because we've dipped it, we're getting a bit of skipping here and there, but you can generally see there. The main thing about it, it's writing very nicely indeed. Very smooth writer. As I said, it's got plenty of tipping material. So a lovely, lovely writer. Let's just give that a wipe. Okay, so now although it's quite a small pen, you can see in my hand, and I've got large hands, it's still a nice comfortable pen to hold. Now I know there's people out there that basically say, can you post it? Well, the answer is yes, you can. But for me personally, for people that know me, I personally do not like posting caps on pens. But you people out there, personal preference, if that's what you like to do, then hey ho, so be it. And there we have it. An absolutely gorgeous Streamline Duofold Junior in this red permanite, black ends, gold filled trim. And the nice thing about it as well, the trim on this, where in some cases it's worn, it's in lovely, lovely condition. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, down below, leave a comment. Give the video a thumbs up if you will. And don't forget to subscribe. But for now, I'm going to say Slavo Kriyini from me and this lovely pen. Bye-bye for now.